Come one, come all, and journey with me as we find out from hacker 4chan who's going to teach us how to survive the coming apocalypse. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on Hacker 4chan, poll, politically incorrect. So here we can see, Anon says, just a few days left to stock up before normie hordes. So he's talking about the pandemic that we are currently experiencing and how to survive an apocalypse. So let's just, we'll refer to the virus as the virus, and we'll mainly be talking about the apocalypse that's coming. Descend on Costco, Winco, Walmart, etc. Right now they're stewing over their 401ks, and in the background hearing the news that equities are taking a dump due to pandemic fears. They'll be making the connection and start to gain some sense of implications any day now. I'm planning on heading out tonight and the next couple of nights to top off my prep stuff. If you didn't already prep, you're probably too late. Yeah, that is a word of caution to everyone. Like, I don't want to say the name of the virus, although I'm sure we all know what the virus is. Mostly because YouTube's decided to suppress that sort of content. They might still suppress it, so we'll see. If you are gonna prep, if you're gonna get your gear for the coming apocalypse, you probably should have done it already. I've been warning about it for a long time. Many others have as well. I figure by the middle of next week, every city will be like South Florida in September. So here Anon responds, and hopefully we get a lot of good apocalypse boogaloo advice for when everything hits the fan. Here Anon says, buy me a Kinder Egg while you're there. Yeah, sadly, Kinder Eggs were banned in America because there were too many dumb kids who would try to eat the toys and choke on them. Apparently, American children are much, much dumber than European children because it never needed to be banned over there. You can thank those helicopter parents who, instead of putting in the effort to actually raise their kids, you know, they want the government to decide everything. And so we don't get Kinder Eggs. How's that fair? Anonymous says, see if they got red vines, not Twizzlers. F those, but proper red vines. Ah, Anon is a man of class, I see. Anon replies, what even are Twizzlers made out of? They look and taste like plastic. Pretty sure plastic isn't edible though, so what are they? Now, I don't know what any of this has to do with the coming apocalypse, but maybe Anon is onto something. Maybe Twizzler has some sort of antiviral properties. Anonymous says it's a space-age polymer that was originally developed to seal the outflow of the space shuttle toilet. Other Anons claim that it's basically just cornstarch. Okay, so here we have a relevant question. Anon says, got any tips on what to stockpile? Let's see what we need for the coming plague. Okay, so here's some good advice. Lots of pull-tards are partial to sardines, but sardines disgust me. Walmart has 12.5 ounce cans of cooked chicken for under $2. That's a pretty good deal. I also like that canned hash stuff, even though I haven't smoked pot in 20 years. I thought he meant like canned hash browns. Honestly, potatoes are really cheap. I recommend potatoes. You can get a big old bag of potatoes for dirt bottom prices. Honestly, it's amazing. Lots of water, rice, beans, and the usual stuff. I have a little concern about pathology, but worry about supply chain disruption and panic buying. I am focusing primarily on hygiene-related stuff and enough grocery basics to last until the initial panic blows over. It won't take that long, but it will happen, and it will be consequential. So this is all good advice. Rice last, beans last. It won't be like fine dining, but that's plenty enough to keep you going. Here Anon says, lots of anime, tendies, Funko Star Wars dolls, onions, milk, and Mary Jane. Now I gotta be honest, folks, I don't think that the Star Wars dolls are gonna help you. I could be wrong. But, here's some more good advice. Pasta, and I'm gonna try to skip what we've already covered. Canned veggies, salt, sugar and honey, water, colonna oil, oats, hand sanitizer, bleach, rubbing alcohol, consumable alcohol, you're damn right, antibacterial bar soap, vitamins, Advil, ibuprofen, masks, goggles, ammo, and toilet paper. All very, very good good options there. And you probably want to own of course, a legal weapon for the big, apocalypse that's coming. It's the best way to keep safe, you know? So here Anon provides a critical piece of advice to an Anon who asks this: what do I buy that lasts a long time? Here he says, make sure to archive 4chan threads so you can scroll through them when the internet goes out. See, that's the best advice in here. If you're gonna have to live in the apocalypse, you know, if things truly do go that far south, then you may as well be able to browse Hacker 4chan even without internet. So that's good advice. You might want to archive as many threads as you can. Okay, hopefully enough to last maybe 100 to 200 days. So Annan replies, Boomer Annan says, dried beans, canned protein. Don't try to stock food and expect to eat a variety of meals all the time. It's simply not realistic. 10 pounds of beans, 20 pounds of rice will feed you for months, even without any canned meats. Once you've got a shelf staples taken care of, add things like canned fruits, veggies, powdered drink mixes, tea bags, peanut butter, etc. Basically, look up what people ordered to feed people on ranches and whatnot before refrigeration. Learning how to make bread might be an afternoon you should invest in. Effing useless kids. I swear to God, you are all going to die. I mean, he's not wrong. I'll probably be the first to go. Take me, oh take me, mysterious virus. So here Annan asks a very pertinent question. He says, how long do eggs last? I want to buy several boxes of 60 eggs each. Now, I love eggs. I really do. I have one almost every day, sometimes multiple eggs. It keeps you going. It's a source of protein, and it's pretty good with a lot of different dishes. I usually have a boiled egg with my noodles, but I do not think eggs last that long. Unfortunately, Annan claims that in a cool, dark place, they might last months. I don't know about that. I doubt it. You might actually be able to freeze eggs. I think I've seen this done before. That is possible. Oh, pickled eggs. Yeah, I never thought about that. Pickled eggs might work. You might not like the flavor, but they can be pickled. So here Annan shows you how to open a can. Now watch this video very carefully because it's going to teach you the ultimate technique for opening a can. Okay, so you see the man here. He has a knife. He's cutting around the edge. You want to be very careful. Make sure that your fingers are down below the can. This is for your own safety, so you don't accidentally chop your finger. You know, I've seen injuries, and they're not pretty. You can lose a finger like this. So once you have enough, you can simply bend it over, and there you go. You got your beans. You could also flip it over and use the can opener on the other side. But yeah, you know, if that's what you're into. Oh, so here's a really, really good comment. If the big igloo happens, and that's hilarious. He's referring to the boogaloo. He says, there will be a point in your life where you may need to be mobile. A gallon of water weighs 8.9 pounds and takes up a lot of rucksack space. I recommend you all suck it up and buy a filtration system. That is very good. You can also build a filtration system. They're not that hard to build. All you need is sand, activated charcoal, and a few other layers to properly produce a filter. You can look it up online. My filter of choice is the Katadyn Pocket Micro. The ceramic filter is good for up to 500,000 liters before sequencing and is field serviceable. If you're SIP, I don't know what that means, then fill up all the light bulbs and containers you have and filter/boil accordingly before the city shuts your water off. That's actually really good advice. You know, you wouldn't think that Hacker 4chan would be the place to go to survive the coming apocalypse, but here we are. Here Annan says, beat me. Buy $500 color printer. Start printing random 4chan posts. Yeah, F food. So here Annan says, based, but remember to print out your favorites, or you'll be out of luck when the power on your devices is gone. Bonus points if you print out tons of threads and cut up individual replies, mix them all up, and create your own threads by drawing one from a hat at a time. Now I gotta tell you, this is really good advice. This is how you enjoy the internet when the power goes out. Here Annan says, that would be about as coherent as the average 4chan thread. Here Annan says, already ahead of you, and it shows picture of their prep. As you can see, they have a lot of water, they've stocked some meat, they've stocked a bunch of noodles, spicy. I don't know why you want spicy noodles, but they look prepared. They have a stick. And with that stick, they are more armed than I am. Oh, there's a knife attached to the stick. Yeah, this dude is ready to go. He's ready to survive the apocalypse. Steak, water, and hot noodles. What's the deal with lighters? I hear so many people say that, Annan says. Well, I would assume that's for starting fire, because if the power goes out and you got no gas, you're going to want to be able to start a fire. Having flint is handy. Lighters don't last forever, but, you know, fire starting is very, very important. But you know what, my friends, that's pretty much the story. Hacker 4chan has provided all the knowledge you need to survive the incoming apocalypse. Are you ready, folks? Are you ready to survive? With this knowledge, I'm sure you will. I'll see you on the other side, my friends. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this this important story from Hacker 4chan? I'm sure we're all unstoppable now. Be sure to let me know. Now, as always, if you want to support the content that I produce, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. Doing so will give you access to a private Discord server. You can currently donate through Bitcoin. I also have a donation page if you want to check that out. All links are down below in the description. And sharing the video is always vastly appreciated. Let everybody know how to survive the apocalypse. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.